Good morning. Good morning. I normally would say it's good to see you, and I can see a few people, the musicians and the crew here, but most of you are at home. But anyway, I'm often at home too. When I get up in the morning, there I am at my house and getting out of the bed, and the first thing I do is usually meditate. I get ready to meditate, and I'm sitting down to meditate when whoosh, something runs past me. Another fellow being lands on the camel saddle next to me and demands that I honor her constitutional rights, most especially her right to be scratched on the back with vigor, and she will not be denied. So I say good morning to our cat Ramona before I meditate. And I invite you now, wherever you are in your homes, to reach out to your pets or look out the window. Maybe you'll see birds flying. Greet the animals, because this is our annual animal blessing service. We'll say more about that later on, but I just wanted to welcome you to this special service, and many of you have sent in pictures of your animals and your pets, and we'll be honoring them later, and I'm so glad that you've joined us. Good morning.
Our gathering hymn this morning is In the Sweet Fields of Autumn. It's number 52 in the Gray Hymnal. In sweet fields of autumn, the gold grain is falling, the white clouds drift lonely, the wild swan is calling. Alas for the daisies, the tall fern and grasses, when winds sweep and rainfall fill lowlands and passes. The snows of December shall fill Windy Hollow, the bleak rain trails after, and March wind shall follow. The deer through the valleys leave print of their going, and diamonds of sleet mark the ridges of snowing. The stillness of death shall stoop over the water, the plover sweep low where the pale streamlets falter, but deep in the earth clod the black seed is living, when spring sounds her bugles for rousing and giving.
Our seventh principle calls us to have respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. As we join our voices in saying our affirmation, I invite you to expand your thoughts of community to include those who walk on 4 feet, swim in water, and fly through the skies. Please join me in speaking our affirmation. Love is our doctrine. Compassion is our way. Here we seek to create a joyful home for free religious exploration. Build a community of caring fellowship, nurture the hopes, and serve the needs of our world. As we light our chalices in honor of the animal realm, 2, 4, many-legged, paws, claws, or hoofs, soft and gentle, wild and fierce. May we remember that they are all part of the interdependent web of which we are a part, and that they are worthy of our care and respect. Here at UUCS, we light 3 chalices each Sunday. The first is for our congregation, all those joining us through technology and all those in our hearts. The second is for our partner church in Szymanfalva, Transylvania, Romania. And the third is for our children and youth, both in our RE programs and in the world at large. Seems like Szymanfalva is being a little bit okay. Excellent. Okay, please join me in singing the flame into life.
Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy.
Good morning and welcome to the Time for All Ages portion of the service. I'm Lily Walker, Director of Religious Education here at the church, and today, in honor of our pet blessing ceremony, I'm going to tell you a story about Saint Francis of Assisi. Saint Francis is one of the most famous saints, even among non-Christians. Statues of him are often found in gardens, as he is the patron saint of animals and birds and stewardship of the earth. This story is called The Cricket in the Fig Tree, and it's a story of celebration and gratitude by Jacob Street. A fig tree grew next to St. Francis's hut. One summer morning, Francis awoke to the chirping of a cricket. What a jubilee! He went outside to try and find the cricket musician. Francis discovered the cricket on a fig leaf. Francis liked to talk to animals, so he stuck out his hand and said, "Sister Cricket, come to me." And what do you know? The little insect climbed into his hand and began chirping again. Francis wandered around the garden and conversed. Let us praise the Creator for the beauty of the flowers. I will sing along with you. Francis sang with words about the beauty of the brilliant sunflowers, and he held the cricket up very close to the blooms. He sang of the rose bush and its aroma. He sang of the white lilies and the delicate grass. Brother Leo came out of his hut, stood still, and listened to the fine concert. After a while, he watched Francis carry the cricket back to the fig tree and set her on a leaf. The cricket stayed with them for a whole week. Every day, Francis went to the tree, and the cricket would crawl upon his hand, and the walking, music-making, and singing would begin anew. The other brothers also watched and listened. Once, Leo tried to get the cricket to crawl onto his hand, but she hid in the leaves. Finally, Francis said to his little companion, "Now we shall give our sister cricket leave," and she crawled out of sight and was never seen again. Thanks be, and may all the pets and their people be blessed and be happy.
I invite you now to take a breath and be present in this moment of your life. Be aware of the life within you and the life around you. Let us at this moment be aware of the many millions and millions of animals who are being raised for food, seen merely as commodities and not fellow beings. Think of the many animals and other species on the verge of extinction. Think of the many animals that are mistreated and abused. Pause for a moment now and envision the animals of the world in your mind's eye, all of them. What an amazing, amazing array of fellow creatures share this planet with us. And may our awareness of the suffering that we inflict upon them help us to resolve to live in such ways that promote compassion and care for the animals. Let us be mindful of the animals and one another. Let us be aware of all those within our own community who are struggling with ill health of one type or another, or loss. Our hearts go out to all in our community who are suffering. Compassion is our path. It is our way. Think now for just a moment of all the animals you have known in your life. Think about the pets you had perhaps in childhood and later. Can you remember those cats and dogs, how the dogs love us, and the birds and the fishes and the turtles and the rabbits? How lonely life would be without our animal friends who love us, who stun us with their beauty and grace and strength. Our lives are so interconnected, such that without these fellow beings, we could not be. And so we are grateful. We are grateful for all the many blessings that come into our world and into our lives. And most especially on this day, we are grateful for our fellow beings who share this planet with us. It's a simple path. Gratitude, simply be aware. It's a good path. Compassion, be aware of those around you and how they're doing. Such is our resolve. Such is our way. Amen.
We ask you to log on to our website, uusalem.org, and follow the prompts and share your joys and concerns with the community. And you can also log on there and find out those that have been left by others.
Our pastoral hymn today is Earth Was Given as a Garden. It's number 207 in the gray hymnal.
Earth was given as a garden, cradle for humanity, tree of life and tree of knowledge, placed for our discovery. Here was home for all your creatures, born of land and sky and sea, all created in your image, all to live in harmony. Show to us again the garden where all life flows fresh and free. Gently guide your sons and daughters into full maturity. Teach us how to trust each other, how to use for good our power, how to touch the earth with reverence. Then once more will Eden flower. Bless the earth and all your children, one creation make us whole, interwoven, all connected, planet-wide and inmost soul. Holy Mother, life bestowing,
give thanks for animal companionship in our lives and on this earth. Ours is a world alive and allowed with the presence of creatures and critters. Animals abound, interwoven in our human lives, and wholly independent. This is the interdependent web of all existence, of which we are a part. Some of us have known animals who have saved our very lives. Sometimes this is a metaphor, but sometimes it is a literal fact. For so many of us, we are better human animals because we have known animals as part of our story. Animals are not only cuddly and cute, companions of solace and delight. Animals are deeply wild, with the capacity to defend and to kill, even the ones we have pronounced tame. Let us always show a form of proper respect for the wild side. There is a painful reality that animals suffer needlessly at the human hands. There are animals who encounter human cruelty, left hungry or maltreated, used for mean-spirited profit, habitat stolen, and built upon without regard for our shared mutual existence. Let us do what we can to be able to give thanks for animals without hypocrisy or heartless dominance. Animals are in our daily lives. Those who, many of them, labor to make our own lives easier, safer, or more accessible. Animals who lend us their fur or hair or feathers or fleece or milk or eggs that we might be sustained without their loss of life. Animals whom we may raise or hunt, may it always be compassionately and with respect for the wider web, though we know this is not mostly the case. Whose lives are sacrificed that some of us may eat or cover our bodies. May we move ever closer to that ideal to live lightly on the earth, taking only what we must and no more. We bless all animals. We bless those we know and love. We bless those unknown to us who have benefited our lives. We bless even the ones that can harm us, affirming with humility their place in the interdependent web. We affirm the impulse for humans to live in right relation with all other animals on this earth. May we honor our best presence as part of the human family.
Thank you, Janet, for that reading. And before I launch into my remarks, I just want to say how touched I am by the wonderful music this morning. Laura, you're singing, and Kit, you're playing, and Mark and George, you're playing as well. It's really quite a gift. So just thank you. Thank you for the wonderful music. Back in my boyhood days, my family's Cocker Spaniel, Blondie, she would join me on my way to school. And once we arrived, she knew how to find her way back home. It was, oh gosh, at least 10 blocks. I mean, it was really far. But we never worried about Blondie getting lost or stolen. Everybody in the neighborhood knew her and where she lived. Everybody knew that you could throw a rock or a stick for her and she would go for it, but she wouldn't bring it back to you, but that was okay. That was Blondie. That was Blondie. These were the days when I was growing up, when dogs roamed free, when there were no leash laws. Sometimes I've yearned for those days when dogs roam free. Other people I know have said the same thing, but you know, there are good reasons for having these laws instituted. The most important of which is to protect our dear canine friends, which calls to mind one of the saddest days of my life when I saw the dreadful accident that broke my heart. What a great companion Blondie was. What a great dog she was. But the good news is that we have these laws, and they protect our canine friends. They protect other people. They protect other dogs. And I hadn't thought about this until I was hiking recently near the coast. They have you put your dog on a leash because the dogs will run around and they'll sniff where birds are nesting and stuff like that. So it's a good idea to have the dogs on leash. Here's a problem, though. If you own a dog and you work or you have to leave your home for any period of time, your dog cannot hold it in forever. I don't know why. I've talked to the dogs why they can't learn to use the litter box, but they don't go for that. So they need to have a bio break, just like the rest of this. And so the solution for many people is that when they go off to work or go off for the day, they let their dogs out in the yard because there's a fence around the yard. But what if you don't have a fence around your yard and you have a dog? For too many people in this category, their solution, I guess the only solution they can think of, is to chain their dog to a tree or a pole or a post or something outside while they go away, sometimes working all day long. And it's a miserable experience for the dog. Imagine that, especially during some of the cold and rainy weather that we have here. This is not a good way to treat your pet, but some people, I guess, feel like they don't have any choice. That is, in fact, the fate of too many dogs in our community. That's a sad fact. But the good news is that there are some folks who are so crazy in love with dogs and animals that they make it their business to do whatever they can to relieve this suffering and distress. I'm talking about people like UUCS member Michelle Blake. And by the way, getting to know the members of this congregation is one of the great blessings of ministry. People do so many amazing things in our community. Like Michelle, she helped create a nonprofit driven entirely by volunteers, and they pay attention in the community. And when they're aware of any dog that's being chained up out of doors somewhere in our community, they visit the dog's family and they ask them a question. Would you like for us to put up a fence for you, free of charge, so that your dog doesn't have to stay chained up all day? That's a pretty cool offer. Free fence? My gosh. Most of the people are not able to build or afford a fence, and they're grateful for this help. And some are just stubborn and resistant, or they're just unaware of the harmful effects that a life of tethering has on a dog's social, emotional, and physical health. Imagine that. It makes me sad to think about it, but sometimes I think we need to be aware of what animals are going through. And it can be challenging work when Michelle and other volunteers are working to convince somebody that your dog he shouldn't be tethered up. She shouldn't be tethered up all day. You need a fence. That's hard work. It's like social work, Michelle says. And it's physically hard work to get it all set up too. But Michelle loves these animals so much that she's not deterred. She'll often make more than one visit to a house just to make something happen because she knows she can, and she does. So, Fences for Fido was founded. Michelle works with volunteers from Fences for Fido. In fact, she helped found it here in our community. And they get a fence built for volunteers. Not only do they build a fence for them, they also build a doghouse for them so that when they're outdoors, they have an insulated doghouse so they can have some personal shelter from the storm. This is real icing on the cake, that. I mean, the fence is good enough, but then you have a doghouse too. And you wonder, does this make a difference? Well, consider that over the years, 2,000 such fences have been built in our community. Whoa! And dogs who used to be chained up all day run and jump for joy when they are unchained. And so the dogs say, yes, this makes all the difference for them. And so I say, thanks to the Fences for Fido organization, you've made a real difference in the quality of these animals' lives. And I say thanks to Michelle for having the oomph and getting out there and founding a nonprofit and doing something good in the community. But there's so much more difference we could make, all of us, that we could make in our treatment of the animals who share this planet with us, this life with us. And that's why we have an annual animal blessing service in our congregation. It's good to have an annual reminder of the opportunities and our responsibilities to our fellow beings. Our animal blessing service is on the first Sunday of October in honor of St. Francis of Assisi. Thank you, Lily, for telling the story about St. Francis. He was the patron saint of animals, and he had a boundless love for all creatures of the earth and sky and sea. But what's that got to do with us? Well, everything. The seventh principle of our tradition, as has earlier been stated, of our Free Faith Unitarian Universalist tradition, states that we covenant to affirm and promote respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. So just envision that great web of life of which we are just a small part. In our animal blessing service, widely practiced by Unitarian Universalists, it serves as a reminder to bless the animals every day you can, in all the ways you can, because they surely need it and they richly deserve it. As I think about the vast number of animals in our world, all the sentient beings who share this planet with us, I am sometimes filled with great sorrow and regret, because humankind's sins are far more grievous than dogs being chained up out of doors, as unacceptable as that is. For too long, we didn't even recognize that animals feel pain and experience distress. For too long, we have seen animals as mere commodities. For too long, we have destroyed their habitats, which has led to widespread extinctions. And if you could ask the animals, I'm sure that they would all say, nope, you have not blessed us. You have cursed us. You have cursed us. And it need not be that way. More and more people are awakening to awareness, awakening to concern and compassion, awakening to opportunities to protect the animals and bless them through our actions. And in this regard, I am most especially grateful to compassionate souls like Michelle, who don't just love the animals, they make it their life's work to protect them and to remind us all that in truth, the day for blessing animals, the day for blessing animals is every day, every day. Will you join me in a period of prayerful reflection? Let us be so grateful for our friends in this life, our friends who love us and support us and encourage us and are there when we are sorrowful. And so we are deeply grateful for the animals in our lives, for the comfort and the support and the nurturance they provide in so many ways. I invite you now to just take a moment in silence to reflect upon your place in this great scheme of being and how you can live respectfully and compassionately in this interdependent web. of all existence, of which we are a part. Amen.
We have a blessings. We're going to be reading off the blessings that people have sent in on their animals, and I have an added blessing first, which is from the YouTube world, and the blessing for a dog, Callie, and a cat, Mitzi.
So Janet's going to name the animals, and I'm going to bless them. And I can't see a picture of you, but Callie and Mitzi, we bless you. We bless you.
From Sarah Pickett, we have Little Miss Gray Paws, Protector of the Realm, Priestess of the High Jump, Missy for short, and she has been a great pandemic partner.
And so we bless you, Little Miss Gray Paws, and thank you for being such a wonderful companion for Sarah.
From Marge French, we are introducing Mr. Willoughby.
Mr. Willoughby, thank you for being a good companion for Marge French over there in South Salem, and we bless you. You're a great cat. I've pet you before, and I hope to pet you again.
From Lisa Liermo, in my home, we feel very fortunate to have 2 dogs who offer their blessings. Every day, let us bless them today. This is Giotto, our wild and wacky little rescue dog, who is always on the lookout for squirrels.
And so we bless you, Giotto, and also, what was the other dog's
I
name?
haven't got to that yet.
We've got it. Anyway, we bless you, both of those dogs, and Giotto, we would like to remind you that you don't really want to catch a squirrel, but we do bless you.
And also from Lisa, we have Radar, whose tongue mysteriously appears in a lot of photos.
We like it. We like you. Radar, that's a beautiful photo of you, and you're ready to eat something good, we can tell. And we bless you for being just a fun dog.
Okay, from Gloria and Alan Holland. This beauty is Laramie, a 9-year-old rescue kitty. Laramie is a true tortie, named after the play The Laramie Project, and in honor of Matthew Shepard, the young gay man who died.
Laramie, I know you're a good friend to Alan and Gloria, and thank you for doing that. And so we bless you, and what a great name. Bless you, Laramie.
From Jean St. Pierre and David Haber, a dear family in our backyard. Notice the youngster peeking under the bird bath.
Oh dear, we see you, and we do bless you. We would invite you to consider other food besides what is grown in our gardens, and we love you, and we bless you.
We have an addition from Mandy Bray for her cat Mingus. There is no picture of this one.
Mandy, we know you're down there watching, and we're blessing your cat Mingus. And I hope I get to pet Mingus someday.
From Greta Osmond. Oh no, I'm sorry, Anne. I forgot yours. I'm sorry. Anne Hannes, our dog Porter, who brought us much joy with his loving and fun personality.
You look like a great dog. I believe you're a lab, huh? And I'm sure you bring that Anna's family a great deal of joy. So bless you, Porter, for doing your job.
From Greta Osmond. It's been a rough year for my pets. Dexter, our Labradoodle, had numerous problems, including diabetes and blindness. We let him go at the end of January. My mini Aussie Camo was operated on soon after that, and I was told he had a mass cancer cell. He just died August 31st. Jack, our Rhodesian Ridgeback mix, is the last dog standing. Please pray for all of them. I hope that Dexter and Camo are running and playing with the ancestors, and I pray that Jack stays healthy and strong as long as he can. Thank you for your time and compassionate blessings.
So that's sort of a sad blessing, but also a grateful blessing. We thank you for the great gift of your being here, Jack, with us still, and we mourn the loss of your two friends. We bless you, Jack.
From Lorraine Donaldson, this is our 16-year-old love child, Bella, who blesses us with her happy tail wags, reciprocal oxytocin-inducing gazes, and her entertaining rocket runs. She gets us up off our butts daily to witness our beautiful natural surroundings. We are grateful for every moment of her existence. From Lorraine and Guy.
Sounds like you're already pretty blessed, Bella, by a lot of love in that house, but we also bless you. And I look forward to petting you again, too, when I come over to hear Guy play some Beethoven. So bless you, Bella.
From Steve Rosen. Hopefully being blessed with relief will relieve some of Bear's tension and allow him to relax. This was during the ice storm. He belongs to Katie Reeder, but has been in the custody of Katie's mother, Bonnie, almost since his birth, about 8 years ago.
Bear, it's good to see you again. I've seen you in the flesh, and try to loosen up a little bit there, Bear. It's not so bad, and I'll give you a rub next time I see you, but bless you, Bear.
From Paul and Jesse Wilson, Leah and Shaylee.
I know how much joy you two bring to Paul and Jesse, so thank you, Leah and Shaylee. And I'll be seeing you in a couple of weeks, too. So it's good to see you in the picture, but I'll bless you in person pretty soon.
From Vanessa Baccarat, Miss Katie May and my daughter Marlis, 10 years old, are best friends.
So I bless you. Is this a donkey, a mule? We bless you, wonderful animal. It looks like you're probably a donkey, not a horse, though, a donkey or a mule. And we bless you. It looks like you're a good friend to Miss Katie May. Is it a horse? Okay, sorry. Thanks for clearing that up. We do want to bless the animal correctly. It is a horse, and it's Vanessa. It's Miss Katie May, so we bless you.
From Barbara Stebbins-Bowes, hugging my dearest beasts, Winnie the Pooch, and ever so handsome Bentley. Winnie
the Pooch is there somewhere. I can't see. Yeah. And Bentley. What a couple of great-looking animals. Three great-looking animals, actually. So we bless you all.
Just so you know, we're looking at something quite a ways away, so we're not able to see too clearly. From Cora Clark, this is Bentley again. I have been pet sitting him, and he needs to be rehomed.
Bentley looks like a really cool dog. Bentley, we bless you. Thank you, Cora, for giving him a place. And anybody out there looking for a good dog like Bentley, it would really bless him. He will bless you, too, if you take him in. So, bless you, Bentley.
Svetlana von Prusing, Murphy is the dog, and Zena is the cat, and they are much loved by Andy and Lana Driscoll.
Bless you, Zena and Murphy, and thanks for all the pleasure you give to Andy and Lana. And I hope you guys get along with each other, too, Zena and Murphy. So I bless you getting along together, and I bless you each individually. You look like wonderful little animals.
From Eleni Smith. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed John's. John Chimberg. It's Pula or Pula. I'm not sure how to say it, but whoever she is, she looks cute.
I'm going to bless Pula. John, this looks like a cat you don't want to mess with. This is it's a cat who knows her her rightful place in the world. And so we bless the strong animals who have the attitudes that put us in our place. So thank you, Pula.
Okay, now we have Eleni Smith's cat, Lucy.
Lucy, you look like you sit in people's laps and warm them up, and so thank you. I'm looking at Lenny. Is Lucy a good pet for you? A great pet. So we bless you, Lucy, because you are a great pet, and you should know that.
From Anna Talley, this is Ollie, the white one, and Finn is the brown dog.
Ollie and Finn. Sounds like you guys could have been a comedy act together, and I bet you are a lot of entertainment. I bless you both, Ollie and Finn.
From Robin Lamont, his name is Mo. He is 8, and we adopted him 6 years ago. He's a Cairn and Yorkshire Terrier mix. He is a Humane Society rescue. He was found as a stray and brought to Salem with a transport of dogs from a high-kill shelter in LA. About a year after adopting him, Mo and I trained together, and we have provided hospice therapy services through Willamette Valley Hospice for the past 5 years. He's the most patient and gentle and wonderful of dogs.
Mo, you have been out there blessing people in hard times. I'm so heartened to hear about that good work that you're doing. So bless you, Mo. Bless you. You're a wonderful little animal. Thank you.
From Eric Schumann, my dogs, on the left is Sophie, and on the right is Ricky. And
we bless Ricky, and we say a sad goodbye to Sophie, who there's another pet, I can't remember the name, but we bless both those dogs. They're wonderful. Those golden retrievers are wonderful. Bless them.
And we have Lily Walker, blessings for Queen Jane and Penny Pentacles. Lily Walker and her son Elijah Rowan's good dogs. Thanks be for the love, support, and joy these girls bring to our family. We are grateful for their friendship and proud of both of them for being such sweethearts.
So any dogs that are a friend of Lily's a friend of mine too. So thank you, Queen Jane and Penny Pentacles, for being good pets. And I bless you. And I wish we could do it in person, but at least send my blessing home with you, Lily, so they'll know.
Joseph Grammer and Sarah Roars. This is Molly. Her people are Joseph Grammer and Sarah Roars. Molly was recently voted to be Pet of the Month in a 2022 calendar, soon to be released by Salem Friends and Felines, so we are among famous here.
I can see why you were chosen, Molly. You're a beautiful animal, and I'm sure that Sarah and Joseph are really proud of you. And we are proud of you, and we bless you, Molly. Bless you.
And saving one of the best for last, we have Lorna Young's Pretty Girl and Travel, greyhounds doing what they do best. One always thinks of greyhounds as running, but I guess they like sleeping too.
Bless you, Pretty Girl and Travel, for being such good companions for Lorna and being such good hosts when I do visit. So thank you both, you wonderful dogs, Pretty Girl and Travel. Bless you.
Every time I get to be the celebrant, I'm always honored to be able to give back to the community. And one of the best ways you can do that is by contributing to UUCS. Our Share the Plate recipient for this month is Habitat and Hope Village. They are hoping to create homes for those who are homeless in our community as transitional homes to move toward permanent housing. We also support Marion Polk Food Share, and you can contribute to UUCS and these partners by logging onto our website, uusalem.org. Thank you. Before we extinguish our chalices, I'm going to invite Reverend Rick to kindle the flame of our social justice lantern from our chalices. This weekly tradition reminds us that the warmth and light of our flame is meant to be spread throughout our community, our world, through the love and kindness and compassion of all our good works. Now, for practical and safety reasons, we have to extinguish our chalices every week. But the flame of this symbol of our liberal faith burns warm and bright when we take the fire of commitment to kindness, love, and compassion with us as we move through our days. We have some shared ministry teams with us today, and so we're going to start with Eleni Smith, who's going to talk to us about microfinance.
Thank you, Janet. As Janet said, I'm Eleni Smith, and I'm a member of the microfinance team. Microfinance projects make small loans to impoverished people who would otherwise be unable to purchase supplies and equipment that would help them create a business with which to improve their lives and the lives of their family. Generally, local banks are either unable or unwilling to make these kinds of loans. Our donations create permanent revolving loans that stay in the community as capital now and in the future. We currently maintain a presence in Nicaragua and India as we've partnered with the NEO Fund, and our support continues to improve lives in Peru as we partnered with the Chinyaya Foundation. As a women's healthcare provider, these contributions are especially poignant to me. Women are impacted by poverty more than men, and subsequently their kids suffer as well. Many of our loans have been given to women who are then able to provide a better life for themselves and for their children. Microfinance will be the recipient of Share the Plate for the month of November, and Sunday, November 7th, our work will be profiled during the service. We are currently organizing our annual fundraiser, which will be probably online again this year. So keep your eyes open for more information about how you can contribute to our efforts. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Vicki Cunningham, representing the communications team. Isn't this a wonderful congregation? When I came here, I found sermons that resonated with me as a thinking human being, thoughtful people, and liberal religious education for my 2 children. I needed to give back, to make a difference, and to connect with others. But I needed flexible hours. Sometimes I only had an hour or 2 a week, and I didn't want to spend that time traveling to the church building. Then, as now, the communication team allows me to work at home and for the most part on my own time schedule. Do you want to find meaningful service? If you have computer skills and like working with the written word, the monthly newsletter or weekly email this week at UUCS might be your niche. If you have some website experience, we could use you for website maintenance and content. We can train you on our system. Our publicity team could use a creative person good at designing and communicating with pictures and images. Perhaps you like Facebook and other social media. Welcome. We can always use a photographer to go to events and take pictures of people and places. Come join us on the communications team. Email me, Vicki Cunningham, at the address on the screen, or at editors@uusalem.org. Thank you.
Someday we're going to open this building again, and we're going to need office volunteers to be here to answer the phones, to greet people, to help our regular office staff with a lot of the work that they do. It's been one of the things that we've done for a number of years, being able to supplement our staff with volunteers who come into the office. So I do hope you'll give that your consideration. So you can see an email that you would send to Emma at office@uusalem.org. If you're interested in helping out, and especially when we open up again, we're really going to want some volunteers here to help greet visitors and answer phone calls. I would also like to draw your attention to something entirely new. We're creating a new group. Right now we're calling it the Spoken Word Team, but we may change the name of it. But I'm having Sherry Ulmer and I are leading 3 classes in this month, starting next Saturday, October 9th, October 16th, and October the 23rd. And this is for people who feel a call to share good news about life, about our values, and would like to do so from the pulpit. We're really wanting to share this type of ministry with our congregation, our members. So if you've ever thought that you might like to get up and speak and share a good word with other people, that you have the gift to use language in certain ways, or that you aspire to. So please consider joining that spoken word team, and coming to the classes is the way to get trained, so don't forget. And you'll see the announcement in our website and our newsletter. And also, if you're interested, you could just email me directly, and I'll make sure you get connected. Thank you.
Well, we're wondering when we're going to reopen, and all of us are hoping the sooner the better. But go ahead, give us a guess. What do you think? There's a prize to be won if you can figure it out. And I'm personally going for a really soon date, because I'm hoping that will just kind of have some, influence in the great stratosphere of the world. But in the meantime, our building is closed, and so we encourage you to watch our streaming services and take the time to predict and send your guess in to production team, that's all one word, at UUSalem.org.
And after the service, be sure and check out the Zoom fellowship gatherings happening 12 o'clock. You simply have to go to the website these days and click on a button, and you are there. As you can see, we are trying to have as many people in the pulpit today as possible, and so I'm included to talk about the Ancestor Appreciation Service that is happening October 31st. Just as we are connected to our animal friends, we are connected to each other, and most importantly, people who have influenced us, both spiritually or in other ways in our lives. But this service is going to be very special because it's going to be all about you, and it's going to be coming from you, your stories. In order for this to happen, we need your stories. So please send your stories, about a half a page to a page long, to sarah@uusalem.org. And then one more picture, please, of your ancestor to production team at uusalem.org. And if you could send those by October 15th, we would be very grateful. Thank you.
Can't wait to hear what stories you guys send in for that service, and I'm sure it's going to be a wonderful one. If you go to the next slide, you'll see that we're having a Roy Zimmerman concert. Roy Zimmerman is such a talented musician, and we're glad that he's going to be offering a recital here on live online, 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. Saturday, October 16th, 2 weeks, a little less than 2 weeks from today. So I hope you will consider signing up for that. Tickets are $20, and we get a portion coming back to our congregation. And we also want to support a great musician like Roy Zimmerman. So I really hope you'll consider joining that concert. You can see we have other news of the community, just other ways to get connected, other ways to make sure that you're participating and supporting the life of this congregation. I noticed there's a Celebrating Diversity music concert coming up. What's the date for that? October 12th, so that's this coming Saturday. So please consider that too. And I think the other announcements have already been made. No, there's a bingo night coming up on October the 23rd at 7 p.m. via Zoom. We've never done bingo before. And I say, hallelujah, let's have it. Let's see what kind of fun we can have. It's a fundraiser, so please do consider joining us for that too. I think I've covered all the announcements, and you can always read online on our website and get more information about how to connect with our congregation and learn about our various programs and activities. Thanks.
Our closing hymn today is We Celebrate the Web of Life. It's number 175 in the gray hymnal.
We celebrate the web of life, its magnitude we sing, for we can see divinity in every living thing. A fragment of the perfect whole in cactus and in quail, as much in tiny barnacle as in the great blue whale. Of ancient dreams we are the sum, our bones link stone to star, and bind our future worlds to come with worlds that were and are. Respect the water, land, and air which gave all creatures birth. Protect the lives of all that share the glory of the earth.
Please join hands with those near you, or just join your hearts with everyone here and join me in saying our closing words. May faith in the Spirit of life, hope for the community of earth, and love for the sacred in one another be ours now and in all the days to come.